Saturday. If you can, take your dominant hand on top of your less dominant hand. Okay, Marie, I'm just going to mute you. Okay. Close your eyes. Oh my goodness. Gaze down to the tip of the nose. I turned the camera the wrong way. Start to slow down the breath, slow down the thoughts. Don't anticipate where we're going, except somewhere between the four corners of your mat. And visualize, if you will, the breath moving from the base of your spine in a spiraling motion upward towards the crown of your head. So from your root chakra to your crown chakra, and stopping in between or flowing through the remaining 5 of our major chakras. Chakras are energy wheels housed within the Shoshona, kind of the spinal column. So as we breathe, as we lengthen, as we work through our days, sometimes we stimulate these chakras, sometimes too much, sometimes not enough, sometimes just right. So we have these balances. So find the balance of soft, easy breath, soft thoughts, and just think of a gratitude thought. I am grateful for, kind of as your mantra for the class. And you know that you can always make it more intense, you can always make it less intense. Just listen to what your body is telling you. So breathe in fully, deeply, and completely. And then empty everything out. And as you empty it out, just draw the navel point slightly inward and lift your pelvic floor muscles up without making any change on the outside of your body. Inhale, release that. Fill up a little bit bigger. You can feel your belly distend. And as you exhale, allow the belly to pull in, allow the pelvic floor to lift so we connect. It's like an elevator rising. And empty out. So do that a few times on your own, just settling in, filling up completely, emptying out completely. Taking your time, empty out your second round when you're done, no rush, but bring your hands to your heart center when you do. Touch the thumbs to the beating heart. Allow the chin to rest towards the collarbones. Relax the shoulders down. Revisit your gratitude. Then open your eyes as you lift your head back up. Reach your arms out to the side. Come to your fingertips. Bring your right ear to your right shoulder. Take your right hand and gently guide the ear to the shoulder. Walk your left hand out. Get a little bit more stretch. Sometimes you might want to take the arm off the floor, the fingertips off the floor. You choose. As you exhale, chin to the right collarbone. Just a gentle turn. Release the arm. Turn the chin down towards the center. Lift up your head and look over your right shoulder. Just turning the head now. Let your eyes do some work, so turn your eyes behind you, look to all the way to the right side. And then turn your gaze to center as you come back to center. Drop your left ear to your left shoulder. Take your left hand, guide your ear to your shoulder. Walk your right fingertips out as far as they want. Maybe they lift off the floor, your choice. Gently guide the chin to the left collarbone. Releasing both hands back to the floor, drop your chin towards your chest. Lift your chin up and look over your left shoulder. Just turn your neck, turn your eye gaze. So turn the eye gaze towards the left side. And then turn the eye gaze and the head to the center. Inhale the arms overhead, interlace your fingers. If you're sitting cross-legged, switch the cross of your legs. Bring your arms up. If you're sitting back and you need to stretch, stretch. So reach up and out of your waistline and just begin to tilt side to side. And then make your way just to the center. Lift the arms up. As you exhale, chin to chest, round and curl. Pull your belly in like you got punched in the stomach. You're scooping out your belly. Inhale, lift it up. Exhale, twist outside the right thigh a little bit more. Now we work the torso into this twist, and the head, the eye gaze, all goes back to the right side. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale to the other side. Right hand outside left thigh, left hand behind you. Inhale. Deep twist, exhale. Inhale back to center. Good. Exhale from wherever you are. You're going to come forward onto your hands and knees. Remove the block, but keep it nearby. Stretch the legs out behind you. Just adjust my mat. And then tuck your toes underneath you as you arch your back. So 2 more positions that our spine is meant to move in. Exhale, round and curl, top of the foot, shin down. Tuck your tailbone underneath you. Spread your shoulders apart. Inhale, dip your belly, arch your back. Exhale, round and curl. Pull the belly in, spread the shoulders apart. Inhale, find neutral. Look between your hands and bring your right foot in between your hands. Tuck your left toes under and just move the knee back a little bit so you're still on the floor. Again, the blocks, if you have 2, one on either side is fine, or no blocks if you feel like you're fine. You don't want to collapse your belly onto your thigh. Pull the shoulders back and down. Press the back of the left toes and shin down. Breathe in. Settle in a little bit more. Just release into that hip basin. Breathe. Inhale. And exhale. Let's go ahead and straighten the right leg as best you can. You can bring the blocks with you a little further back, even higher up. Fold over your right toes as you exhale your head to your shins. Pull the right hip back, left hip forward. And then turn your toes and a little bit of your hip out to the right side. Just a little bit, just enough to feel, maybe something a little bit different into the back of the leg. And if it feels okay, you can walk your hands forward, see where you want to be. So I, give you the opportunity to explore wherever you need to be. If your toes turn it back to the center, bend the knee again. Just sink back into the hip. Tuck your back toes underneath you, lift the back knee off the floor. Find a downward facing dog, lift your hips in the air. Lift high up onto your tippy toes, pull your knees up. Exhale, lower your heels, but keep your legs strong. Rather than pulling your knees back behind you, think about lifting the quadriceps up towards the hips by pulling the knees up towards the hips. Inhale on your tippy toes to a high plank, look forward. Body is parallel to the floor. I know you know what a plank is. Exhale, downward facing dog. I don't know if Cindy heard that we get a day off tomorrow from planks. Inhale on your toes, knees lifted, come forward to a high plank. Look forward towards the front of your mat. Push the earth away, belly in nice and long. Good. Exhale the right knee to the floor underneath you and step your left foot in between your 2 hands. Tuck your back toes under and move the knee back a little bit. Feel free to use the blocks or not. I'm liking blocks more and more these days. Maybe it's just an age thing. Maybe it's wisdom with age. So we're sinking into the right hip, just releasing, all that sitting that we do. Sometimes we don't even realize how much we sit all day long. I was in a long car ride yesterday. It took like an hour and a half, getting out of the seat after that is just, oh my gosh. So you've got to get up and stretch every few moments. Shifting your weight back, straightening your front leg, walk your hands back on the blocks or not. Maybe a little higher, maybe a little bit lower, you see. Folding over your front leg, hamstrings. If you're a big runner, you know what they feel like. If you'd like to, open the toes and hip a little bit to the left side. You're just spinning on towards the outer edge of your foot, towards that pinky edge, blade side. Inhale back to center. Rebend your front knee. Bring the hands to the floor. Tuck the toes under the right leg. Listen carefully. We're going to step to the front of the mat. Halfway lift when you get there. Keep your blocks nearby. Exhale, forward fold. Let your head hang. So first, forward fold. 2 fists in between your feet. Let your head go. Let your belly go. So see if you can rest your belly on your thighs and the crown of your head down towards the floor like you have a pencil or a light on your head, shining it down to the floor, making perfect circles if you want to release your neck. And then grab opposite arms and fold your body in half. Send your weight to the balls of your feet a little bit more. And then switch the opposite elbow or the opposite hand on top. For no reason except a little symmetry. And come back to center. Release your hands. Let them dangle or touch the floor. Inhale, hands to your hips. Come halfway up. Press through your feet and rise all the way to standing. Release your arms down by your side. Inhale your arms up. Let's do just these half salutes. Exhale, open your arms, bend your knees, fold forward, touch the floor, shins or blocks. Inhale, halfway lift, looking forward. Exhale, fold. Inhale to rise to stand, bring the arms with you overhead. Exhale, take the prayer to your heart. Inhale the arms all the way up and open. Exhale, open up, forward fold, hands to floor, shins or blocks. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, let it go. Inhale, rise to stand, bring the arms up. Exhale, prayer to the heart. Let's do that one more time. Inhale the arms all the way up. Exhale, forward fold, hands to floor, shins or blocks. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, rise to stand, bring the arms with you. With the breath, bring your hands to prayer and bring prayer to your heart center. Bring your feet closer together. Good. Ooh. Inhale, the arms interlace, the fingers interlace, thumb and forefinger release. Arms up overhead, reach out of your waistline, ground your feet to the floor. Take a breath as you lift and lengthen up and over to the right side. Don't worry about how far you go. Just feel a nice gentle stretch to start. Breathe. Inhale back to center. Exhale up and over to the other side. Pull the left arm or the right arm with the left. Hug your hips in nice and strong. Inhale back to center. Exhale, float the arms down, bring them on your back, fingers in either direction. Lift your heart up and just drop back a little bit, maybe a lot. Good. That's it. So imagine that there's a string at your sternum pulling you up and over. So we're not dumping into our lower backs here. And then rise to stand. Release your arms by your side, tuck your tailbone underneath you. Have your feet close together or a little further apart if you need. Inhale the arms all the way up overhead. As you exhale, fold down, hands on floor, shins or blocks again. Halfway lift, inhale. This time step your right foot back to the back of your mat. Big step, lower your right knee. Inhale, keep your toes tucked if you'd like. Arms come all the way up overhead. Good. Exhale, hands to the floor. Step back to a downward dog, hips up in the air. Inhale forward to a plank. Exhale, lower just the knees, chin and chest to the floor. Roll through on your belly, lift your chest for cobra. Squeeze the elbows together. Exhale, sit on your heels, tuck your toes. Downward facing dog as you lift. Inhale, look forward. Now either drop your left knee and step your right foot forward, or step your right foot forward, then drop your left knee. See where your body needs to go. Arms come up. Exhale, arms come down. Tuck your back toes, look forward, inhale. Left leg to right leg, top of the mat, halfway lift. Exhale, let it go. Inhale, rise to stand, bring the arms with you overhead. Exhale, bring the prayer to your heart. Inhale, the arms overhead. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, left leg steps all the way back. Big step, lower the knee to the floor. We just came out of this. Inhale, the arms come all the way up. Exhale, hands down, downward facing dog. Same breath. Inhale, high plank, shoulders over wrists. Exhale, lower knees, chest and chin. Inhale, low cobra. Exhale, seat to heels, good. Downward facing dog. You know you can always make that a full chaturanga if you'd like. Now either drop your right knee to the floor and step forward, or step forward and then lower your right knee to the floor. Inhale the arms all the way up. Exhale, release the hands, tuck the toes. Look forward, right foot to left, top of the mat. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise to stand, bring the arms with you. Take it to your heart. Inhale the arms up overhead. Exhale, forward fold. Hands to floor, shins or blocks. Look forward, inhale. Exhale, right leg down, knee down. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, downward facing dog. So same breath that brings your hands down, steps your foot back. Inhale, high plank, strong legs. Exhale, knees, chest and chin down. Inhale, low cobra. Exhale, seat to heels, down dog. Inhale, right leg forward, left knee down. You choose how you get there. Arms up. Exhale, hands down. Left foot to right, top of the mat, halfway lift. Empty breath. Inhale, rise to stand. Exhale, prayer to the heart. Left side, inhale, arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Hands to floor, shins and blocks. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, step left leg back, left knee down, arms up. Inhale. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, high plank. Exhale, knees, chest and chin. Inhale, low cobra. Exhale, seat to heels, toes tucked, down dog. Good. Inhale, right leg forward, left knee bends. I might have skipped the wrong way. Down arms with the arms come down. Left to right, top of the mat, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Ride the breath to stand. It's okay. Hands to prayer. We'll do one more. Inhale, arms all the way up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, right leg back all the way, knee down. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, hands down, downward facing dog. Inhale, high plank. Exhale, knees, chest, chin. Inhale, low cobra. Exhale, seat to heels. Inhale, down dog. Exhale, right foot forward. Inhale, knee down, arms up. Exhale, hands down, left toes tucked, left to right, top of the mat, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, ride the breath to stand. Exhale, prayer to your heart. Last time, left side. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, left leg back, knee down. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, high plank. Exhale, knees, chest, chin. Inhale, low cobra. Exhale, seat to heels. Downward facing dog. Inhale, left leg steps, right knee down, arms up. Exhale, release. Inhale, knee lifts, step forward. Exhale, stay here. Forward fold, separate your feet with two fists in between. Take your peace finger grip. Look up, look forward. Wrap your toes under, your fingers under your toes, and then fingers pull the toes as the toes push the fingers. Elbows to the side. Breathe in, breathe out. Just adjusting my ear pods here. And fold your body in half. Good. Pull your toes and push your fingers all at the same time. Take another breath. Empty the breath, fold out. Actually, I'm going to change my mat a little bit just for camera situation. positions. And then rise all the way to stand, bring your arms up. Bring your hands to your heart center. Bring your hands to your hips. Good. Now, if you have a block, push it to the middle of your mat. Step your right foot out and open. Turn your toes forward. You have one long line between your two legs. Place your hands on your hips and find the levelness of your hips. Right, so one hip's not sticking up higher than the other. And keep your hands on your hips as you inhale, lift up. And exhale, forward fold. Fold all the way to the floor. Place your hands in the center on your blocks. If you don't have a block, foot, books, or just the floor, obviously. Lengthen your spine. And exhale, fold. Working your head down towards the floor or perhaps towards the block. A little bit of your weight forward so your knees don't hyperextend. Soft bend into the knees. Inhale, halfway lift. Hands to your hips, flat back. Rise up to stand. Bring your arms behind your back, please. Interlace your fingers. Knuckles down, lift your chest up. Squeeze your shoulder blades together. Without pushing out the ribs, lift long in the spine. And then exhale, fold. Halfway down first. Find levelness, head to tailbone. You'll see why in a moment. Then bend your knees a little bit so you can sit your way back in your heels like you're skiing. Well, I don't know. Again, I don't ski, so I don't know. And then take your hands to your block and reach the block out in front of you the long way if you can. Okay? So now your back is flat, and you'll see why again in a moment. Your back is flat, like you're giving me this block. Say, here, Deb, take it. And then I want you to take one hand or the other and place the block on your back. You can hold onto your thighs like this. I'm just looking at you guys. So if your back is not flat, you know what's going to happen here, right? Send your weight into your heels and toes a little bit. And then whichever hand you put the block in, take the other hand and bring it back out in front of you. And repeat that. Right hand puts the block on my back, arms out. Left hand takes it and shares it. One more time. So we go back, we release. We pick it up, we release, and then we put it back with the other hand. So when you release the block, reach your arms back out like you're being pulled. And then pick it up from the other block. Get your back a little bit more flat, Maria. So you might have to bend your knees more and sit back. Yeah. There you go. Good, one more time. Good, Karen, be careful. Last time, I want you to leave the block on your back. Bend your knees again a little bit deeper. Bring your biceps by your ears. Hold here. Big breath. And pick a hand to take the block off. Place it on the floor again and straighten your legs, fold over. Good. Inhale, halfway lift. Hands to your hips. Come on up to standing. Place your hands on your back and do that little back bend again. So just a little bit of glute work, core work. All right, bring your arms out, shoulder height, reach your fingers in two directions. Inhale, take your left hand down to the block as the right arm goes up, and remember the levelness you had just now in your hips. You weren't shifted off to either side, we were even. You might have to bend your knees. So that's where we're going to stay with that hips even positioning. So you might not get as deep a twist in your spine as you would like to if you moved your hips off to the side. And some people will do that and some people won't. I do. I will tell you that much. Good. Right hand down. Inhale, rise up to stand. Exhale, arms shoulder height. Inhale, just rotate your toes like you're going to touch your, good old-fashioned calisthenics, hands to opposite foot. So you're going to bring your right hand in the center and the left arm up. And again, you might get more movement in your torso if you move through your hips, but we're going to try to stay level. You can also put the block up higher to give you that. And eventually, and perhaps ideally, your shoulders stack one on the other. Hug your hips in, breathe. And exhale the hands to the floor, or the block. Inhale, rise up to stand. stand, bring the arms overhead. Exhale, take your arms out, shoulder height. Turn your right toes to the right. Wide stance, so if you shortened your stance, make it wider. Turn your back toes, your left toes a little bit towards the front of your mat. Look at your right hand. And bend your right knee, warrior two. So I'm just going to elongate. Pull back with the left arm, pull front with the right arm. Hug your outer thighs away, squeeze your inner thighs together. Lift out of your torso nice and long. Breathe in, breathe out. Sink a little bit lower, find some stability, find some peace. Flip your palms, left arm down, right arm up. No change in the legs. Reach out of your waistline. Inhale, warrior two. Exhale, straighten the legs, turn your toes. Put your hands on your hips for a moment. Level off your hips. Left toes forward, right toes inward. Arms back up, shoulder height. And bend your left knee. Pull back with your right, pull front with your left. Settle in. Find peace, find power. Find some stillness in your breath. Adjust yourself so your arms are in one long line. Excuse me. Good. Warrior two. Strong, powerful pose. Inhale, flip your palms. Don't change your legs. Right arm down, left arm up. Lift out of your waistline. Inhale to warrior two. Just to exit, stand up straight, hands on hips. Good forward fold, peace finger grip around your big toes. Let your head come down towards the center. Lengthen your spine, inhale. Good opportunity if anybody wants to go upside down right now. Elbows out to the side, head down towards the shins or towards the floor. Send your weight a little bit more forward into the balls of your feet. Shake out your head, yes and no. And then inhale, lengthen. Place your hands back onto your hips. Rise up to stand. Good. Take your block towards the right foot, just so it's near you. You don't have to play with it. Arms out, shoulder height. Turn your right toes to the right. Bend your left knee. Pull your left hip back. Left arm back. Breathe in, warrior two. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale, reverse your warrior. Nothing changed in the legs. The legs aren't going to change for a few moments. Now the right hand is going to take the block inside or outside of the foot, or perhaps you don't need it. I'm going to take it outside the foot for me, and then bring your knee and your arm together, left arm in the air, tuck your tailbone underneath you. Left arm goes back and overhead, spin your heart open. So if your arm is outside, push your knee in towards your arm. If your arm is inside, push your arm into your knee. Side angle. Find space underneath your bodies. Pinky toe to the floor. Inhale. Look down, exhale. Inhale, left arm back up. Take the block with you. If you only have one, come back to center. Straighten your legs, turn it towards the middle. Put the block to the left leg. Arms out. Turn your left toes to the left, warrior two. Pull forward, pull back at the same time. Breathe. Settle into it. You're here for a couple of breaths. Right? And you don't change your legs for a couple more. You have to come out of it, you do. Flip your palms, right arm down, left arm up. Inhale, back to warrior two. Exhale, reach out. Take your block if it's nearby. Outside the leg if you need to, you bring it inside. Arm comes up. Still in warrior two legs. Now take your right arm up and over your head. Spin your torso up. Shoulders down. Hug your knee towards your tricep. Breathe. Find fingertip to toe tip length in the right side of the body. Spinning yourself up towards the sky. Lots of work going on here, guys. Your legs are getting it, your core's getting it, your shoulders. Look down, inhale. Come back up, warrior two. Exhale, straighten the legs. Arms behind your back. Good. Take your hands into fingers, wrists, forearms, elbows, or reverse prayer. Up the back of your back. Lift your heart up. Exhale, fold. Soften your knees as much as you need to. Fold your head to the floor. Just kind of a little bit of a transition here. Fold down. Release your hands underneath your shoulders. Lengthen your spine. Take your block back towards your right side. Good. Now walk your hands to your right foot as you turn your right foot towards the right side. So we're bending the right knee. This time the block, if you're using it, goes on the inside. Left arm comes up in the air. Reach out of your torso. Tuck your tailbone underneath you. Inhale. And exhale. Keep looking down at your right toes. As you come up a little higher, place your right hand on the thigh. Now don't put all your weight into that right arm. Lift it up and notice if anything changes in your torso. Resting your right forearm slightly on the thigh. Left arm maybe comes behind you. Some of you will bind all the way onto the inside of your right thigh, and some of you will take a full bind as long as your left shoulder does not point down to the floor. So if you have the bind but you can't stay open, release the bind and work on the twist, because it is, after all, a big twist. Good. That's it, guys. Now, if you're bound half or full, begin to straighten your front leg. Continue to spin. Maybe you got a little bit more, you gained a little more space in your torso here. Wherever your bind is, slowly release it. Right hand down, left arm up, triangle pose. Lift out of your waistline here. Imagine you're leaning against a wall. Tuck your tailbone, spin your heart, breathe. Inhale, come up to stand. You move your block if you need to. Turn your right toes in. Turn your left toes out. Inhale. Actually, let's turn our toes back to center for a second. Take the arms back behind your back. Remember what we just did, interlace behind us. Switch the cross of your interlace or whatever you're doing, fold forward. Hang your head towards the floor, soften your knees, let it go. Inhale, release the hands. Move your block if you need it. Turn your left toes to the left. Right toes are staying in or a little bit towards the left side. Left hand is on the inside. Right arm comes up. Left thigh parallel to the floor or close to it. Fingertip to toe tip, or fingertip to fingertip, really. Breathe in, breathe out. One more breath. Now, looking down to your left foot, just put some weight into the left heel as you bring your left forearm on your thigh and just test it. Are you putting all your weight into it? Do you collapse? Breathe. Stack and open the shoulders. Left thigh parallel to the floor. Breathe. Try to find some length out of the right side as well. And then take the right arm behind your back, interlace behind your back to your inner thigh. Some of you will take a full bind if the right shoulder stays open. If the right shoulder points down, just back off of it a little bit. Work on the rotation of the torso. Nice, Lauren. Oh, guys, awesome. Every single one of you. Beautiful. Perfect. Binding. Sometimes satisfying, sometimes not so satisfying. Now look down at your left toes. Straighten your left leg. Keep working on the rotation. Lift the knees up, don't let them hyperextend. And whatever bind you have, release it, left hand down, right arm up. And again, you're spinning your torso up and open. Squeeze inner thighs together, open outer thighs up, reach up and down at the same time. Inhaling and exhaling. Now listen, this time I want you to inhale. As you exhale, fold over your left leg, bend the left knee, step your feet together, top of the mat, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, rise to stand, bring the arms with you overhead. Exhale, take prayer to your heart center. Arms by your side. Inhale the arms up. Exhale, forward fold, hands to floor, shins or blocks. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, step or jump or float back. High plank to low plank. Add push-ups if you'd like. Roll over your toes, thighs off the floor. Downward facing dog is where we meet. Inhale and exhale. Bring your feet to touch. Lift the right leg in the air. Square your hips. Bend your left knee. Square your hips, drop that right hip down. Bring the right knee to your chest, round and curl. Come forward, straighten your back leg, and step through. Low lunge. Breathe. Spin your back foot on its side. Once again, right hand on the inside, right hip pulls in, left arm comes up. Lift out of your torso. Look down at your right toes, walk your right hand forward. Begin to shift your weight into the right leg. Keep it bent until you have flight. And then if you want to straighten, straighten. Maybe your hand needs a block underneath it. Maybe you don't even hold on to the floor. So I want you to express yourself in the balance. Half moon balance. And hopefully not everybody hurts at all. Good. Think about lengthening your leg out of your hip, as well as keeping it lifted. And then the torso, again, spins open. It's the same as our triangle, so we're going to release it back into triangle in a moment. Hug your right hip all the way in. Look down at your right toes. Rebend your right knee enough to get some satisfaction and some length. Left leg comes back. Now the right leg straightens again. Triangle, use a block if you need it. Breathe in. Breathe out. Inhale, rise and reverse your triangle. And then bring your arms down to your hips. Turn your torso to the front of your mat and step a little bit closer. Avoid being on a tightrope, so have your feet wide. Have a block nearby, right hand on your sacrum. Left arm up, inhale. Lengthen out of your torso, pull the right hip back, and lean forward, get your length. Then begin to rotate. Maybe you get to the outside of the foot or the inside, or even on a shin. Keep length in your spine, and then rotate your torso, stack shoulders, right arm is up. Breathe in, breathe out. Squeeze your hips together. Take another breath. Everybody, exhale over your right leg. Walk both hands outside of your right leg, and it may not be so far that you get, right? Some of you will get maybe just to the outside of the foot. Some of you might be able to walk your hands more towards the middle of your hips and mat, and then hug everything towards midline. Some of you, I like to take a block here and go back into that revolved twist, only a little bit further back. So a little bit different in the entry and the access of our waistline, our shoulders, our hips. One more breath. Hands down. Exhale, fold over your right leg, turn it forward. Just stay. Walk your hands all the way forward. So getting your hands out in front of you might allow you a little bit more leeway in that right hip pulling back. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, look forward, bend your front knee. Step back all the way to a low lunge. Lower your left knee to the floor, release it for a moment. Just like we did in the beginning. Shoulders back away from your ears. milk. One more breath. Good, then we'll step back to a downward facing dog. If you want to take a vinyasa in between, feel free. Otherwise, let's meet in dog. Bring your feet together. Inhale, left leg high in the sky. Bend your right knee and square the hips a little bit more. Exhale, left knee to chest. Come forward, round curl, high plank. Step it through. Turn your back foot on its side, left hand on the inside. Use a block if you need it. Right arm comes up, side angle. Breathe. Tuck your tailbone underneath you. Big toe, ball of foot, everything down on the floor. And then lift out of your center line. Breathe in, breathe out. One more breath. Good, now, look down at your left foot. You can put your right hand on your hip if you need to. Bring your left hand forward. Keep the knee bent as you take flight. And then when you get there and you find your balance, straighten the bottom leg, Ardha Chandrasana, half moon balance. So we're working at spinning the right hip on top of the left, toes forward on the bottom foot, and the top leg is not only lifted but lengthened. Good. So work at pulling your hips underneath you so you've got a good stacking. Inhaling and exhaling. So think about hugging, guys, your left hip towards the midline and your right leg pulling out. So you look like a letter L. One more breath. Now rebend your left knee, feel it. Reach back through your right leg, step back, straighten your left leg, triangle pose. Breathe. Look down at your toes, inhale, reverse your triangle. Exhale, hands to your hips. Turn your torso forward. Step a little closer. Widen your legs so they're not on tight ropes. You're more on a train track. Left hand to your sacrum, right hand up. Inhale. And exhale. Lengthen out of your torso. Reach, 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 reach. Then rotate. Inside or outside. Foot shin or block. Revolved triangle pose. Left arm can come up once you're stacked, once you feel stable. Eye gaze can go up if you feel stable. Inhale and exhale. Crown of the head, tailbone, all reaching out of the same line. One more breath. Exhale, fold over your left leg. Let it go. Just let everything go towards the center. And then inhale to lengthen, walk your hands to the left side. And you can see how far you want to take this twist. Perhaps your right hand goes to the inside, to the middle of your leg or your mat, and then you take the same twist back further. Or maybe it's just enough with your hands on the floor to get that IT band stretch, hugging everything towards midline. Breathe in. And then exhale, come on back to center and fold over your left leg. Bend your straight. Walk your hands out in front of your foot. Find as much space as you can. Inhale, halfway lift. Step your right foot all the way back. Lower the right knee to the floor. And just settle in. Make sure you're off your back knee, right? It's far enough away that you have a really good release in your psoas. Relax your neck and shoulders. Inhale, tuck your toes underneath you. Exhale, find downward facing dog. Just down in dog. Come high on your toes. Listen carefully. Keep your toes as they are. Lift your knees up. Shift forward like you're going to go into a plank and then go into an up dog with your toes tucked under. Pull your heart through. And then find downward facing dog again. Good, nice, lift up onto your toes. We'll do it one more time. Exhale, come forward, arch your back, lift your heart. Place your knees to the floor. Sit in your heels, child's pose. Inhale, bring your knees to your hands to your knees. Lift up on your toes. And come up to a standing forward fold. Wrap your hands behind your calves and pull yourself close and half. Inhale, look forward, hands to hips, rise up to stand. Good, step towards the middle of your mat. Doesn't have to be too far. Keep your hips level, so keep your hands on your hips and notice that. Take your right heel up and open your right knee out to the side without collapsing into your left hip. So again, those hips are level. And without touching your leg, lift your right leg off the floor so it's open. Flex the foot and lift the knee a little higher. Good. Reach your peace finger grip inside of your toes or hold onto your knee. You can stay here, or maybe you want to take your leg out and open to the side. And when you do that, you can take your left hand to the side. Good, Sin. There you go. Nice, Michelle. So if you can't reach your toes, it's okay. You could also bend your knee. Good. Now work more the standing leg. So think more about the leg that you're standing on. Hug it in, hug it in, hug it in. Breathe. And then come back to center. Bend the knee. And let's take tree pose. Again, hug the left hip in, bring your hands to your heart. Think about the standing leg, pull it in nice and deep. And step down, shake it out. My dog is climbing up on things here. Hands to your hips, level. What do you see, Holly? Open your left leg to the side. Hug the right hip in, because it's going to want to sit down like this. Keep hugging in as you lift your left knee off the floor. So it's open to the side, your knees, it's kind of, remember that triangle pose. Stay here, or take your peace fingers to your big toe. Or perhaps you just hold onto your knee. And maybe you straighten the arm out to the side and the leg out to the side. And again, hug your right hip in towards midline. There you go, Michelle. You have longer arm on that side, huh? Awesome. Good. That's it. Work on the leg that is not in the air, hugging in. One more breath. Now bring the leg forward and bring it in to your tree pose. Hugging to the inner thigh. Again, right hip in, pull the knee up, strong, strong, strong. And bring it down to the floor, shake it out. Good. Walk to the top of your mat. Inhale the arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, walk or step. Float through chaturanga, as many as you want. Upward and downward facing dogs. Bring your right knee to the floor. Turn the toes to the left, bring your left knee behind it. Turn the toes to the right. Take a block if you'd like to, or sit on the floor. If sitting on the floor is just not going to happen for you, the block will make it. Take it the way we had it earlier, the long way. Good. Sit up nice and tall, cow pose. Inhale and exhale, close your eyes. Take your right arm up in the air. Bring it behind your head, stretch your triceps. Take your left arm and reach it up behind you. Maybe your fingers touch, maybe you use a strap or towel, or you could just hold on to your shirt. So rest your head in your bicep. Stay here or fold forward. It will intensify the stretch in both areas, so listen to your body as far as you need to go. Keep your hips grounded to the earth. Inhale back up if you're forward. Settle in. Release the arms. Open them up like a T. And let them float down. Drop your chin to your chest. All right, couple ways you can do this. You can simply switch legs. You can come off your block or the floor, tuck your toes underneath you. You can walk all the way over to your left side, spinning everything around that your left knee will now be in front. And if that doesn't work, put your right knee on the floor and your left knee on top. Did anybody get the fancy transition? It's okay if you didn't. So ideally, your left leg is now on top. And you're either facing me or facing away from me. It doesn't matter. Left arm up. Hug it behind you. Feel a nice tricep stretch, especially if you did the workout yesterday. Right arm behind you. Maybe your fingers touch. Maybe you grab a hold of your shirt or a towel or a strap. Inhale. Good. Stay upright or fold forward. Again, it will intensify both parts of the stretch, the arms and the hips. Slowly come back up if you're down. And then release your arms open to a T. No more fancy transition. Come forward. Send your legs back into a downward facing dog. Take one more vinyasa. Come forward to high plank. Lower halfway. Roll through and up. And downward facing dog. High on your toes, bend your knees, look forward, walk or jump or float your way through to sitting on your hips and legs out in front of you. Walk the flesh from side to side. Pull your toes up towards your face and sit up nice and tall. Keep your blocks and anything else nearby. Inhale the arms up overhead, drop your shoulders down, reach your fingers up. Lengthen out of your torso, reach forward. And place your hands on your feet, your thighs, your shins, wherever, strap or towel. Inhale, and then take a forward fold. Paschimottanasana, intense western side stretch, the western side of your body, the back side, the B side. Inhale, lift up, release whatever you're holding, come up to sitting, and then roll down to the floor, slowly one vertebrae at a time. Get down to the floor, hug your knees to your chest. I'll take even more of a turn now with my mat. Take a happy baby pose. Take your feet in your hands, toes, outer foot, under the thigh. Happy baby pose. Let you lengthen your tailbone to the floor. One more breath. Good. Release your toes carefully. Hug your knees together. Open your arms to a T. Shift your hips right. Let your knees fall to the left. Left hand on right thigh, right arm overhead. Inhale the arms to center. Exhale, draw knees back to center. Inhale, hips left, knees fall right. Right arm on top, left arm overhead. Open the arms back to T's. Come back to center. Stretch your legs in the air. Lengthen your tailbone. So your legs may not be over your chest. They may just be straight out a little bit further in front of you, so your tailbone is down. You're in that L again. Bring your arms down by your side. Some of you will probably put your hands under your hips. Flex and point your toes, so row through the ankle in both directions. Flex, lower down a third of the way. Point, flex. Lower down another third of the way. Point, flex. Now lower down to the floor. Come up onto your forearms. Lift your heart up. Let your head come down softly. There's no weight in your head. The heart pulls up and back. Your weight's in your forearms. Some of you will take other variations of this pose. To come out of it, lift up, chin to chest, roll down. Slowly hug your knees back to your chest. Take your legs in the air. Stay here, put a block under, go to the wall, or feel free to come into plow with your toes over your head. Maybe your hands are still supporting your back. If your toes are not touching down, let your hands support your back. That's it. And then with some strength and control, arms come down, start to peel your spine down slowly. One more time, let the legs rest in the air for a moment. And then lower your legs, either hug your knees in and stretch one leg at a time, or lower both legs to the floor, stretch your arms over your head. Reach in two directions, and then reach right and left longer than each other. And then find your maximum length here. Take a big breath in. And empty the breath as the arms come by your side. The hips splay open. Feel free to cover your eyes, your body. Put something underneath you if you need it. Lay back in Shavasana. Let everything go. Go back to that gratitude moment for a moment just to reconnect. Inhaling and exhaling. Releasing the dedicated breath that we had, and now just letting your body breathe its natural breath. For those of you who can stay on longer, just turn it off and stay on the floor. And gently begin to deepen your breath. Introduce small movement back to your body slowly. Take yourself off to either side, making a pillow for your head as you rest in fetal pose for a few moments. And then at your own time, making your way back up to sitting. Bring your hands together to your heart center. So yourselves and for each other. Take this feeling and share it off your mat today, tomorrow, every day. Closing as you honor each other to the light, the peace, the love, the goodness within. Namaste, Satnam. Go in peace. Everybody at home, stay fit, stay healthy.